Hey y'all, it's your girl Curly Kiki and welcome back to my channel. Now if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscription button below the video, and to all my returning subscribers, a warm welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I did the parting for this hairstyle. Now this hairstyle does comprise of individual knotless braids to the back and the cornrows to the front. If you are interested in seeing how I did these for myself, let's jump right into the video. These are the combs that I'll be using for this hairstyle, with the very small black comb being the main comb that I'm using for my parting, and the others are for mainly detangling or anything else in between. I'm also using my Shine and Jam for my precision parting, and these clips for holding and separating my hair, as well as some smaller clips for the same purpose. I first begin by getting a center part, separating my hair in two, which is going to give me a better accuracy for when parting and separating my hair to measure on both sides. Now this part to the back does not have to be precisely straight because it's only going to be used as a guide when working with the back section. Once I get the part to the center as close as I can get, I then separate my hair into another two sections, so it's going to be 4 sections in total for the parting, and this is going to help when separating the hair. It's going to help with the precision parting, so it's always better to work with sections, in my opinion, when you're trying to get straight parts, especially when you're doing it for yourself. When parting the back of my hair, I love starting with that part that is directly in line with my ear because it gives a great guide and it acts as an anchor for all the other parts in my hair, so it really does help, in my opinion. Now I am using 2 mirrors, so you're going to see me flipping back and forth because I can only see on one half of my head in each mirror. So there's one to the front and there's one to the back of me as well. I always try to get the part as straight as possible in one section, then work on the other section and combine them and try to straighten the part, then add some Shine and Jam to sort of flatten the hair and clear up those parts. Once I'm satisfied with my anchor part, I then work on the section below it, and once I'm done with that section, I then work on the section above it. Once I've added the braids to my hair, this is what it looks like. Now I do have a full video up on my channel where I show how I braided the hair and everything, the full tutorial for this video. Now this video mainly serves the purpose of the parting tutorial for the hairstyle, so if you want to see how I created those braids, you can check out the video. I'll be sure to put a link in the description below for you all. Remember, this video is sped up, so if you do want to achieve nice straight crisp parts in your hair, you may need to take your time, have some patience. It's going to take a while, but I guarantee you, once you have those parts nice and crisp in your knotless braids, you will be happy with the results. For this hairstyle in particular, you do not necessarily need to have those knotless braids nice and crisp, but I wanted to show you all how you can get your parts nice and crisp if that's what you're interested in, because the corners to the top is gonna come and hide these knotless braids at the bottom. But as I mentioned, I just wanted to show you all, if you want to do knotless braids in your hair and you're wondering how to get the back nice and crisp, this method, I guarantee you, you're gonna have some nice crisp parts and you are going to be loving those braids. As mentioned before, I do work with my hair in sections. So once I part one half, I turn around and part the other half of my hair. Then I connect the 2 sections. Remember, the back section is in 2 different sections. All you need to do is connect the parts. Once we get to the front section of my hair, I'm using that center part as a guide, so I'm parting some hair on both sides of the part, and this is to get that center braid as straight as possible. If you look closely at the video, you'll notice that I'm parting the center part in two different sections. I'm parting the front section first. Next, I'm moving on to the back section of my hair and parting that half of that center braid. Once I have both halves parted, I then sort of connect the section just like what I did before and straighten that final part for the braid itself. When working on the braids to the side, I'm going to be using those back braids as a guide for the sectioning. I make my very first cornrow to be in line with that first braid, and next, following that same slanted pattern, I'm separating the remaining section into two sections of my hair. Now, using the base braids as a guide, I know that there's only 4 braids to the bottom, so I'm going to be using, for example, 2 braids or 1.5 braid to do the first section that I'm putting in half, and the other section is going to be measured for the second section of hair. So I'm not just parting each hair in the slant, I'm working with sections to get these as precise as possible. Now I do the same parting for each side of my hair and then measure to make sure it looks even with each other. Next, I start working on section by section. This is the first braid I'm doing to the front of my hair, so I am leaving my edges out. I'm adding some shine and jam to sort of straighten the part or get it as precise as possible. This braid is also in line with the very first knotless braid to the base of my hair. The angle of this braid is what sets the tone for all the other braids in this section. At this point, I'm using the braid to the bottom as a guide to see how many braids I'm going to fit into that section. Then I'm going to separate this section now into 2 sections again, one to the top, one to the bottom, and that's because of how long these parts are going to be, and I want this as accurate as possible because my hair is not going to be that small, so you are going to be seeing those parts. So I'm trying to get it as precise as possible by parting the section to the base first. So there's going to be 4 braids in this section. Once I have these 4 sections separated, next I'll be moving on to the top section, and you'll see me connecting these 4 at the base to the 4 at the top to make like 4 long braids instead of 8 braids. So it's going to be 8 sections but 4 braids in all once I connect each section with each other. Hopefully I'm explaining this well. I'm trying my best because it's not that easy to explain it, but hopefully you can follow what I'm doing and understand by the video. The main purpose of this video was to show how I did the parting for this hairstyle. So if you want to see how I created the braids and everything, I'm going to link the full tutorial of the hairstyle in the description box below, so you can be sure to find it down there. If you are interested, I'm also going to be putting it as a card somewhere as a pop-up in the video. So if you choose to click on that, it'll take you directly to the braiding video. this brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully this video was helpful to someone. Now if it was helpful to you, please do give me a thumbs up for this video and feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscription button below the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and until next time, catch you in the next video.